Hey, listeners, subscribers, kicking it for 2021. We are bringing back Laarni Mulvey, and she sits down and discusses all the sweet-ass game plan here for Strong and Mighty Company and the book and all the old fun shit she's got going for 2021. So once again, guys, thank you for all the recent downloads for podcast C's Get Degrees. Go visit Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and all the other fun podcast providers. Secondly, guys, go visit etsy.com/shop/the_Chad_M_Smith for all the cool 2021 swag we got going here for the podcast These Get Degrees and all the personal clothing line that we got. So once again, guys, thank you very much for this episode. Corn is out. Hey, I know you.
Hi, long time no talk.
I know, we're back. I saw you in the waiting room. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just stare at my phone for a while.
Shirts.
All right, before we do the shirts, welcome to the pod. And we're going to do the dance because Laarni and I are doing the old swag dance. And you guys, we're on audio, so you can't really tell.
Yes, true.
But we both are killing some awesome swag from whose store?
It's Chad's These Get Degrees podcast store. Chad store, the Chad store, the Chad Smith store.
We're just going to toot on that one.
I'm wearing the extremely soft long sleeve black tee that has the skull with the wings logo on it, and it's an extremely soft t-shirt, long sleeve tee. I love long sleeve tees, so it's one of the shirts that I wear a lot. I'm surprised that I've washed it so many times, it's still pretty black, which is kind of nice. So whoever you got your shirts from, props to you, because this shirt is staying like this nice black color that I like.
So here's a little secret where I get my shirts from. The guy that started me in podcasts is the guy that I get the t-shirts from.
Well, this guy, he's very talented, so I need to get talking to this guy as well.
We're just gonna keep this guy off the pod, but it might start with a D, and his last name might start with an S.
And an hour.
and some of us might know him very, very well. And
he does great shirts. Let me tell you.
So we're gonna plug We Are Oshkosh Apparel. That's where old Chad. Let me get the link here for my Etsy store. Let's just do etsy.com/shop/the_Chad_M_Smith. So if you guys have any questions, it is in the description. And sorry, I did give my secret on where the t-shirts come from. But welcome to the 21st century, guys.
Well, thanks for having me on your podcast. Again, I always look forward to our conversations. This is, as much as people probably think like we didn't talk after the first time, but I think after the first time you had me on your podcast, it was just like, hey, so what else can we do?
I was gonna say, we're gonna pause, and the reason why I'm gonna say we're gonna pause, it's Laarni Mulvey, guys. She's a killer. She's a power lifter. She also might be the co-host with the show that we run, Let's Talk Javahh. She also might be another co-host for the Red Carpet Express. She also might be the owner and /44 Days of Strength. What am I missing here? Because we're pretty much talk to each other weekly.
I know, right? We have, my Strong and Mighty. I'm going to be launching my podcast, which Chad helps me with because I'm very techie, not very savvy, and Chad's actually literally step by step me on how to do a podcast, like screenshots and Laarni go here. So I'm very grateful for Chad's expertise in that because I would be lost. And the 2021 goal is to have at least a podcast started March 1st. And Chad's going to be on my podcast as well. So I can't wait. Strong and Mighty podcast coming up here.
So here's a little secret, guys. I actually was supposed to be a teacher in college, and I failed out of the program because I drank too much.
Oh my gosh. Hey, but you know what? Your life is going a different direction, and it's impacting other people like myself. You're helping me, and your story helps other people. So
yeah, we're still a teacher, but in a different aspect. So
in a different aspect, yeah.
Bigger audience.
That's right.
And where I can cuss and swear and not get fired.
You just get a stamp on your thing and says, it's got that explicit stamp, on your stuff.
Star teacher here. All right, let's keep it serious because, well, not serious. Fuck it, whatever. We were just on an episode for Let's Talk Javahh, so my mind's kind of on a goofy thing here. So, All right. We got March 1st with the new podcast launch. I understand there's a few more things on your basket that's getting launched March 1st.
Ish, yes. So, working on a book at the moment. It is coming out, hopefully, fingers crossed, March 13, 2021. It's a book called Standing in Strength, Find the Power Within. And it builds onto my Standing in Strength movement, my global movement that allows women to be empowered and allows women to be supported by everyone, men, women, men and other women as well. So the message for the book and the Strong and Mighty Company is just building that community and building that support group that lets women know that they're not alone in finding their strength, and not just physically, but like mentally as well. Like, there's resources, there's other people who are probably in the same situation or conversation, and reach out. Like it really allows us to kind of connect with each other and support each other. So I have 7 authors that are in this first series of the Standing in Strength book. And this book it talks about like how we go through a journey of finding ourselves. We end up in a sport, how the sport ends up being a lesson to life, because like every sport, you end up like learning these little lessons and taking those lessons and putting them into your internal life, which ends up like helping the community somehow, or helping the person next to you, or it just like makes your surroundings a little bit better because the lessons, you pass it on, and it may end up changing the narrative of what you had in your head of what like you're capable of. So that's really like the direction of the book, is to get this word out and change the narrative of, like what sports can do. I mean, there's a lot of people who are not exposed to sports, and me as a strength athlete, doing powerlifting, not many people are exposed to strength sports. And it's like I say about like the different lessons that you learn in your sport. It's like what I've learned in powerlifting, I've definitely used in my life. So like finding my confidence, it really, I mean, I had it was like a different level of confidence when I first started powerlifting. Like I had confidence then, but it's really directed my confidence to serve other people. It's the powerlifting, you have to listen really hard to commands and knowing what your body's capable of. And that lesson right there, it's helped me listen more to other people, because it makes me focus on just one person or the situation, and I have to focus because like there's so many distractions that you end up like focusing on that person and understanding and listening, and then that conversation becomes either educational or it goes back and forth where you're like supporting each other. And I feel like all these lessons are there in sports. And for women, you know, we don't get very exposed to a lot of sports that we can compete in. And it's just, you know, to be able to see it and to be able to compete in it, it's such a learning opportunity, and I love it.
The funny thing between our first episode and now, I'm just gonna say I never could expected what happened after your summit, your first summit.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about the summit.
Yeah. So we had the first, okay, so back way
Back.
up. Yeah, you know, a couple of years ago, you know, back when we were a lot younger. We had a beautiful guest down in Arizona create a summit and helped you out or co-summited. And I never could imagine, I'd say there's a lot of us that were part of the summit that are very close friends of ours. The ball that occurred after that, it sounds weird to say it this way. Yeah, we're climbing uphill, we're helping the world out, but that one was almost like a, hey, we're gonna jump in the fast lane. And what did we do? 3-4 summits in what, 6 weeks?
Yeah, October, November, December. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's um, you know, like my standing and strength summit is the first summit I've ever done in October of 2020. And after being on Chad's podcast, I was like, you know what? I think Chad and I just hit it off so well that I'm like, you know what? He's got to be on my summit. He's got a story that I feel like is very relatable and shareable. So, you know, standing in strength, the term standing in strength, it was positivity, confidence, and community. So it all encompassed, like the people that I had on that summit, you know, encompassed all those ideas. And I think besides opening the doors, that summit opening the doors to a lot of other opportunity for us, I think, you know, like you say, we're like ended up jumping into the fast lane after it. I totally agree. You know, like right after that, we had the young speakers, the young leaders speak summit, which I wasn't on because I didn't fall into the age group of young, which is okay. But you know, I was in the back. I was in the back learning from an amazing person named Crystal Richardson, and learning more about like how to become like a co-host and how to what goes on in the back and how to do a summit. And I thought that was great. And all the speakers on that, I couldn't jump on to that summit and listen because I was competing that weekend, but working on it and like talking to the young people to get them on there and seeing their talks even after, oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. So, you know, that impacts like a lot of people as well.
Who was that? The mother-daughter that just absolutely killed it in like 3-4 months.
Riley.
That's what it was. Yeah,
Riley Forbes.
Forbes.
Morgan, I think Morgan is her name.
I don't know. It was like a whole completely different world. I don't know if they're absorbed with business from day one, but it's like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm 14, 15. I'm like, excuse me?
Yes. And it's like, really, it's awesome to see that there are young people out there that are doing something to help the world, impact the world, you know, and we need more of that.
Yeah.
Like really agree with the summits. So I think we need more of that. And then, what else did we do?
We had the quick leadership one in December, which it was kind of hey, the mindset with it. Okay. to my mindset going in, I thought it was just kind of a, hey, let's kind of get it at the end of the year. And I didn't know this. And you kind of were, it was kind of the, okay, we're running out of gas. We're in December. Then all of a sudden we jumped on, and I literally, me and you were, it was either the kid one or that one. And I called you up right after. I'm like, holy shit, who are these guests? And I'm, me and her blatantly were going, what?
Yeah.
And I think, and we're not going to eavesdrop names or anything on that one. We'll just keep that one quiet. But yeah, we were in front of what, globally?
Yes.
6, 7, 8
Positivity
countries.
Unleashed.
That's what it was.
That was a great summit. That was, oh my gosh.
And you were the co-host.
I got to co-host, and I was, one portion of the show. And it was, I was there for the whole weekend for it, which is great because, I was in the back doing just like small little things to help out because I wanted to learn more about how to co-host. And then all of a sudden, hey, we're going to be on E360 TV live starting today. And it's going to be available on Roku and all those like live streaming. And it's like, okay, no pressure. Just do it. So yeah, you were a speaker, I was a speaker, but then I got to co-host a portion of the show. And the funny thing is, it was like so natural for me to like do it. Like I was so excited to interview the people that I didn't really, I knew a little bit about them, but to ask them more questions and to get them to have like a little bit more exposure, even though these people are already like big name people. It was just like, oh my gosh, here's little me trying to be on this co-host, and it was really fun. I enjoyed myself.
I think the funniest part of that, like it was a phenomenal summit. Like, and I'm gonna give Crystal credit because like each of the summits, it's like builds up because like your expectation at times when you get in the not say the rut, when you get in the continuous of this, you're like, okay, I need to be prepared. You don't know what you expect. It's like, okay, I know I need to be here. I know I need to be on. And then all of a sudden it's like building. Like you get here, you're like, who's this? Oh my God. And then you go to the next one. It's like, who's this? Oh my God. Yeah. And I think the best part was Sunday when we had a little time constraint or time issue. Some of us were on Mountain Time and some of us were in Central Time. And then all of a sudden we start the show and she's like, oh, welcome guests. You're an hour early. How's it going? Yeah. Chad doesn't know how to tell Mountain Time versus Central Time. So,
but you know what? It worked out so well because it was like, I had the list of the speakers coming on and stuff. And then she's like, we have a surprise. I'm just like, ooh, what? And then all of a sudden you hop on. I was just like, I just told you. I'll talk to you in an hour, and then you're an hour early.
Yeah, Laarni takes care of a lot of us on time frame of that one. So that one was just, and I will admit to this one, we were all, I think, running 100 miles an hour at that time, trying to get everything situated here for the end of the year. So on the speaking engagements right now, I think we're all kind of quiet right now. It's not saying we're not paused.
There's a lot of stuff in the works.
Yeah, I think, well, what are we, 2 weeks into January?
Yeah.
And we're going to go on 2021 stuff here, but I do know when I told people straight out, I know I want to speak again. I do not know how to, we can plan for summits, but what we can't plan for that one is you got to keep it organically. So it's like, yes, you need it on that day, but Crystal might yell at me for how I say this, but a lot of times you can prep for that stuff, but you don't know how that summit's going until you get the vibe. So it's almost like you have to step on a day before just to see. A lot of my plans, and you saw the notes, some of those things I sent to you, and a lot of those I absolutely changed like an hour or two before because the vibe was completely different.
The vibe was different, and I had a plan too. Like I was going to talk about perseverance because we're talking about positivity and positive for me, like requires a little power and perseverance. And that was going to be my conversation there. And it totally something different.
Yeah,
Totally different.
it's more of like I don't want to use the term improv, but like this stuff was so improv, and that's the thing with even acting and all that stuff. It's like the magic's in the improv side of it. And there was a lot of times where I looked at you, I'm like, holy shit, what did I just say? But guys, it's a mindset thing. We're just enjoying it. We're both, Midwestern blue collar people, so we're enjoying the ride.
Yeah, go with the flow. Yeah, it was, I mean, like that summit for me, um, really showed a little bit of what I didn't think I was capable of. And when someone stretches you to do something out of your comfort zone, and you have like that nervous, like, holy crap, okay, well, you know what? I can't turn back. You've already committed. You can't turn back. So um, when I was told I was going to co-host a portion, I was just like, okay, I I will just figure it out as I go along. And then when she's like, this is going to be on live, there's a little pressure, little bit of a pressure point there. Just, I was just thinking that I was gonna just do this, like a live, like Facebook Live or whatever. Um, but it was something I needed to do and something I needed to push myself on because like I like you, I want to speak, I want to continue to speak and share my message and show people that we have these stories that are important, may not be, that people can relate to. So I want to continue doing it, and that's doing these summits, but also pushing ourselves to get over a little bit of fears. Is kind of like, okay, but it really showed how capable how capable I am to get into that and just be like, go Laarni, go. So I'm like, okay. It was great. It was fun though.
And I was going to say, speaking of summits, I hear a hint, something coming also in March.
Yes. So March is going to be a busy month for me, but not only me, but like Strong and Mighty. But summit number 2 is getting planned here. The theme for that is called Power Focus. So it's Power Focus, action, mission, determination. So those 3 words, it builds upon the positivity, confidence, and community. It just continues to build the pillars of, for me, for like what my vision of like my pillars of strength. You just kind of keep building those pillars and those foundations. And so those 3 power words are pretty much the focus of what summit number 2 is going to be about. So I've already have some people who are like asking me like, okay, so when's your next summit? And I actually had a conversation with another friend of mine, and he's like, you got me thinking. You got me thinking about this. And I was like, yeah, so you better be on, okay? He's like, all right, you got me thinking. So yeah, I can't wait for that summit. And then the book launch, March 13, 2021, that's coming out too. And podcast, shoot. Yeah, lots of things coming up.
And we're forgetting one thing. Just, for all y'all coffee lovers. Let's just pause this one. Let's talk Javahh.
Yeah, that was, I think the idea of this whole Let's Talk Javahh thing, if it was like a friendly back and forth, hey, let me give you coffee, I give you coffee kind of thing. And now it's grown legs and has started, getting into its own show. So I'm like so excited about that, because besides the fact that I am a coffee lover as well, but it's the start of another project, which I'm enjoying doing as well. Like, it allows me to co-host, it allows me to drink coffee, and it allows me to talk and get out there and get used to hearing my voice. So it's kind of nice.
It's actually quite organic. Where
Yeah.
it's me and you just go up there and we talk about coffee and bust each other's balls pretty much. I mean, that's an easy way of saying it. It to me, it's a comic release because at times we can be funny, but at times when we're so businessy, it's almost like a relief to where you could just go on there, talk coffee, and just have that little conversation in the coffee shop. So pretty
Mhm.
much what it is, what we're trying to replicate is that walk through wine tasting, coffee tasting situation where you have a group of friends in the coffee shop and you just sit there and you talk, you have fun. But on the other end of it, we give the rating of how this coffee is. I don't want to
Yeah.
call it the Let's Talk Java top 10. I don't know. We don't have a fancy word for, top 10 of whatever.
Yeah.
But no, we're taking the regional companies or local companies and we're trying to bring them regionally, nationally, whatever it is. So bring
Mhm.
your guys' attention in the North America or even worldwide of all the cool little coffee places we got. So it's a
Yeah.
fun, entertaining show. Yes, we just finished recording one here, and
And
pretty much what
again,
it is.
it's building the community because with COVID, there's these small companies who need business, need exposure. And if I can help out, oh, I just sounded like you there for a second. If I could help out a little bit of these small companies, I will.
So our next, we can eavesdrop because we both run this show. Our next one is coming from what, Massachusetts?
Yes. Yes.
So
Can't wait to get that.
in the 4 or 5 episodes we were running, we had what? We had Aroma Joe's, we had 10 Drops,
10 drops. Today
Packer Perk.
Packer Perk. I forgot about the Packer Perk.
Yeah, we had Death's Door.
Yeah, Death Store, Door County.
We
And
had the
then,
Aurora, which is coming
yeah,
next week.
and then
And
I have another one coming out to you, which is Hate Brands Coffee. And I
and
can't
then
think what it's called. I just know there's a skull in the front of it. Of course, there's a skull
yeah, exactly. We both love skulls.
in
It's like the rebel side. And then the other brain fart again. I don't know. For some odd reason, guys, today is brain fart number 2. I'm just having a blast with that. I'm thinking it's too much coffee, but yeah, no, it's enjoy the moment. These are more of just improv type release, having fun. Yes, there is focus and intentions and making sure we take care of the local community and make sure we help everybody out. But the other end, the biggest word is fun on that. So this is a fun, relaxed, having a blast environment that we have with this. So we're gonna end the pod here because it's simple, and we've just been talking to each other for the last hour and a half, 2 hours, and my voice is not shot, which is weird. So tell everyone where we can hit you up again for part 2 of everything and the summits.
All right, so part 2, you can find me and find more of the information on Facebook, which is just Laarni Mulvey, LaarniMulvey. Hopefully you guys caught that spelling. Laarni Mulvey, you can hit me on Instagram, Laarni Mulvey. There'll be information flowing on there too. LaarniMulvey.com. You can find the gear, my gear there as well. Look out for a closeout from 2020, from 2020 on there. And where else can you find me? Shoot, I think I'm just so easy to find. You can just look me. How many Laarnis are out there? So yeah, Instagram, Facebook, LaarniMulvey.com, and that's where you can find me. You can contact me through all those avenues.
And then I think next week we have to model the Strong and Mighty clothing line.
Oh yes.
So for all you guys, thank you for the recent downloads here. Rock and roll. I was going to say corn is out, but we are all done, guys. Have a great one.
See you guys.